My idea of good company, Mr. Elliot, is the company of clever, well-informed people who have a great deal of conversation. That is what I call good company. Might I persuade you to join our good company for my first ever Jane Austen January? Hello, book friends. I'm Jen, and welcome to my reading life, and welcome to the announcement of my first ever Jane Austen January, or as it has been dubbed, Jane-uary. I'm so excited to be embarking on my first ever read-along here on my channel, and I would love for you to join in all of the fun. Today I am going to go through what we will be reading, what the schedule is, where you can find the discussions for the group read, and all of that good stuff. So grab a cup of tea. I have my Jane Austen mug here, which seemed appropriate for today's video, and settle in, and I'm going to go through all the details with you right now. First things first, let us get started with the group read Austen novel that we will be reading for January. I know some of you are already aware of the title, and thank you to everyone who voted in my poll. This was by far the front runner of all the novels that I had for you to choose from, and so we will be reading Persuasion. I just purchased this beautiful painted edition. This is from Harper Muse, and it is absolutely gorgeous. This was a little birthday treat to myself since I knew we were going to be reading this in January, and I just had to have this lovely edition. Persuasion is our group read, and I invite everyone to grab a copy, whether it's your first time reading it or whether you are rereading it for the second, third, or more times, and join us for this group read and discussion. I am very excited and a little bit nervous because I have never done anything like this before, so please bear with me. We may have some stumbles along the way, but I'm going to do my best to make this a very fun reading experience for everyone. Now, the details for the read-along. I have all my notes written down here. We'll be reading 6 chapters per week, and that works out perfectly. The novel is 24 chapters in total, and so I just divided that by the number of weeks in January, and we'll read 6 chapters every week. And then the question, of course, is how are we going to discuss this? I have set up a Discord server. If you are not familiar with Discord, and I am no expert at Discord, this is all brand new to me as well, but it is basically an app. There's also a web version of it, and it is to be used for chatting. You can type in the chat. There is also, I believe you can do voice chatting. I think maybe you can even do videos. I'm not 100% sure, but I will figure it out as we go along. I am going to have a chat discussion thread for each week for the 6 chapters that we will be reading. So you can go into those threads and discuss any aspects of the chapters for that particular thread. All I ask is that you keep it spoiler free. For those people who have not read Persuasion, please don't share anything in the early chapter discussion threads of things that happen later on. So we'll try our best to make this an experience for people reading it for the first time that is spoiler free. So of course you can go into those threads and discuss the chapters at any time. However, I am going to have an official discussion of each of these sections on a particular day of the week, and I will post discussion questions in the thread, and I'll be as present as I can on those days to discuss with all of you what we have just read. And I'm going to be putting up a poll in the Discord group. There is a poll thread, and we are going to vote in there as to whether we want to discuss on Wednesdays or Sundays. So whatever the group preference is, that is the day we are going to discuss. The first discussion will either be January 5th, which is a Sunday, or January 8th, which is a Wednesday. And then we will discuss each subsequent group of 6 chapters in the following week on either Wednesday or Sunday, whichever date is the preference for the group. So in addition to the discussion threads on Discord, I wanted to make this open for anyone who doesn't feel comfortable using Discord, doesn't want to have another app, but they do want to participate in January. I am going to be having 2 live stream videos here on my channel. The first is just going to be a sort of welcome live stream, and that is going to be on Friday, January 3rd at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is my personal time zone, and please figure out your own time zones from there. All of this information is going to be linked in the description box below. It will also be posted in the Discord thread. I will also share it on Instagram, so there are lots of ways for you to find this information if you forget as we go forward what is happening on what particular day. I will have a second live stream video go up on Friday, January 17th, also at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we will just kind of discuss how things are going at the halfway point of the month and just kind of check in on all things Austen, because in addition to the group read, I have a couple of other things that I'm planning for the month as well. Well, one more thing I'm planning, and then just another kind of open-ended option for people. And then there will be a final wrap-up discussion, and I am not 100% sure how I'm going to do this one yet. It depends on the total number of participants in January as to whether I will set up like a Zoom call for everybody to get on so that we can have a kind of robust video discussion, or I will do another live stream on my channel so that if there are a lot of people who want to participate, because Zoom only allows so many people, we can just participate in the live. And I might try to have some special guests on if we do a live stream video that way. So stay tuned for the details on the final wrap-up video. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody who wanted to participate could participate, whether that is through Discord, which is where the main discussions will be. So I highly encourage you to check out Discord. It's very easy to use. If this semi-old dog can figure out a new trick, I guarantee you can. And of course, you can always reach out to me if you have any problems setting up Discord, utilizing it, finding my link. And again, the link to my Discord server will be in the description box down below, and you'll be able to find the January threads on the server. So it should be pretty straightforward. We've already had quite a few people join after I posted the announcement on my community tab and also on Instagram. So thank you to everybody who has already joined the Discord group. It has been so lovely to welcome you all and see that so many of you are excited to read some Jane Austen in January. Now, I was originally thinking that maybe I would just host a read along of a Jane Austen novel, and that would be it. But then I thought, there have been some Jane Austen nonfiction books that I have been wanting to read, and one in particular has been on my shelf for quite a while, and I thought this would be the perfect prompt to get me to finally pick this up and read it. So this is just optional. This is just if you are so inclined and you'd like to read this book, or you've already read it and you'd like to discuss it and share your thoughts with the group. But I have picked Lucy Worsley's Jane Austen at Home as a nonfiction pick to read alongside Persuasion in January. This is going to be a little bit more of just a loose discussion. I'm going to set up threads for this, and it's nice because the book is set up into acts. So there are 4 acts. As you can see right here, Act 1, Act 2, and then Act 3 and 4. So we will read 1 act each week, and then we will discuss each act on the Friday of that week. And I will post that in the threads which day each discussion will be. So I haven't set that up yet in the Discord group, but I will be doing that very soon. So I'm excited to finally get to this book, which has been sitting on my shelf for a very long time now. And then the final option for January, and this is completely at everybody's discretion. If you would like to read a retelling of Persuasion, feel free. And I will set up a thread for everybody to share Persuasion retellings. I'm going to share some titles. I have requested a number of books from the library. I'm just going to give them a quick read through of the first chapters, see what I think of them, and put out the ones that I think might be worth your time. If you aren't sure what persuasion retelling to read, there are quite a few out there. And yes, everyone can just feel free to share if you've read any persuasion retellings and recommend them, or if you're going to read something in January alongside persuasion, please feel free to use that particular thread to discuss any retellings that you might want to share. But again, that is not going to be any kind of scheduled discussions. That will just be pop in when you want to share something, and we'll see how this goes. I didn't want to put too much on my plate since this is my first time doing anything like this. And I also have a second group read along that is happening in January. So if you're waiting for the Emma M. Lyon announcement, it is coming soon. That is also happening. So because I have two things going on, of which I have never done before, I have a feeling it might be a lot for me. So I'm keeping this very, very simple. And I do just want to say that the whole reason January came into existence was because I happened to mention during Jane Austen July that I often find that the summer months just aren't months that I'm as drawn to reading Jane Austen's work as I am in the sort of winter months, when I just want to cozy up with her wonderful writing and just immerse myself in her world and kind of escape from the cold raininess that we get, as much as that is here in California. So I want to thank the hosts of Jane Austen July for the inspiration to do a read-along of this type. I just thought it would also be fun to get a group together to read some Jane Austen in the winter months, and what better month than January when I can make a play on the word January with Jane-uary. And once again, all of the information for Jane-uary is listed in the description box down below. The books we will be reading, the link to the Discord server, all of the breakdown of the chapters we'll be reading each week. I will not have the dates yet for exactly when those discussions will be happening on Discord, because I'm going to do a poll to determine which day of the week the group prefers. But all of the information for when the live streams are happening and all of that good stuff will be down in the description box. So please check there. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I would love to hear if you will be joining us, and if you're planning to read the nonfiction pick along with us as well, or if you have any persuasion retellings that you particularly love or are looking forward to. I'd love to hear any of those titles. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for January. This is going to be so much fun. I will hope you will join us for a lot of great conversation in very good company. Grab your copy of Persuasion and please join us starting January 1 through January 31st for the first ever January group read-along. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a like and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And please leave any comments about anything Jane Austen down in the comment section below. I will continue to keep you updated and to remind you that Jane Austen January is coming, so stay tuned for that in the community tab on my page and also on Instagram. And I'm so looking forward to reading Jane Austen with all of you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Bye.